Okay, good morning, guys, and welcome to our second session. So, our topic for this morning is about decision structures. So, we are now on our chapter 2. Of course, we are in our second week, and in our subject ITAS 1. So, their objectives are as follows. Number 1 is to discuss the importance of algorithms in problem-solving process. Number 2, value the importance of programming languages in designing solutions. And number 3, understand the basic concept and structures of computer programs. So regarding decision structures, our decision structures is used for decision making in programming, and it is similar to decision making in real life. So in programming too, there are certain block of codes that needs to be executed when some condition is fulfilled. And a programming language uses control statements to control the flow of execution of programs based on certain conditions. So these are used to cause the flow of execution to advance and branch based on changes to the state of a program. So a decision structure is a construct in a computer program that allows the program to make decision and change its behavior based on that decision. That is why we have logical sequences just like your flowchart. So in your screen, you can see there in figure 4, the if statement flowchart. And then later on, we are going to discuss the if statement in our program example. So the decision is made based on the outcomes of the logical test, and that a logical test is a calculation whose outcomes is either true or false. So it's binary, guys. So binary is defined as either have an option of two values, meaning to say it's either 1 or 0, or in our case, it's true or false. So the if statement checks the given condition, and if the condition evaluates to be true, then the block of code statements will execute, otherwise not. So the example of that is the precondition for the syntax. You can see here the if condition, and depending on what kind of condition that the code is to be executed. So again, this is the structure of your program. And for if condition, we have the condition and the body of the program. So as implied by your open brace and the closed brace. Okay, again, we'll be going to discuss of the if statement flowchart. As you can see here on the first option, test expression, it's either true or false. So kung true gani, guys, makadto ka mo sa body niya. Body of the program is located here, and the statement just below it. No, so ma-execute siya pakadto dire. Or kung false gani, madirekta siya lagi hindi niya pag-adtunan ang body of the program. So madiretso siya sa statement just below if. So that is an example of an if statement. So take note that if the curly brackets are not used with the statements, then the statement just next to it is only considered associated with the if statement. So that's the same in the example 3, then the if condition and the statement 1, which you can see there later on. For your activity number 3, guys, let me read the direction. Refer to the code on coding 103. Then write it on the C# language. So you're going to use or online IDE or your basically your mobile app. And then debug and compile using an online or offline compiler. So make sure to run it with no errors and produce a screenshot. So you're going to send your screenshot to your Google Classroom by clicking on activity number 3. Okay. So let's go to the coding, guys, the coding portion. So we have the coding 103. And gamay lang gid siya nga gamay lang gid, how many lines? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 lines only. Okay, so we're going to copy this we're going to search for online IDE. Okay, so we're going to use onlineide.com, or we can use the code chef. That's just like what we did. So let's try two IDE editors, no? Okay, so the language that we're going to use is the C#, and paste natin siya, and then let's run. Okay, so while checking this, I think there's no problem. So if we're going to run this, okay, so there should be an error. Okay, so let's try kung diin kita nagsala, no? Let's go back to the module. The if statement. Public class GFG, public static void main string. So console write line gigs for gigs. Okay, so the main error expected nested name specifier before system. So using system. So okay, so sa line 2. Okay, so using system. So I think so using is a keyword. Okay, so and then the second number 4 is public class GFG. Okay, so okay, just check the code. Okay, let's try sa isa so that we can see if there's a difference in error on different compilers, no? We're going to use C#. Okay, then paste it. So let's try. I'm sorry. Okay, so nag-run siya sa code chef. Sa online IDE wala. So this one will be the output for your activity number 3, gigs for gigs. And I think there's a problem, I don't know, with the compiler siguro, guys. So that is why I suggest you use different compilers. Now let's analyze the code line by line. So we're going to use the system, or using the system. So this is just a recall type of instruction. Then public class is public class will be ang public declarations of variable using ang ngaran niya is GFG, no? So this is just a name. For public static void, we're going to use the string. String is combinations of letters and numbers. So the string name is geek and the other name is geek. So you can change this kung ang precondition lain sa isa. Or ang right line niya is geek for geeks, no? And then the output is this one, geeks for geeks. So screenshot this and then copy paste its Word and then convert the words as PDF. Ang ngaran niya should be activity number 2 and you're going to upload it in our Google Classroom. Okay? Okay, so let us clear this one. Or maybe later. Ano lang natin siya. So after nyo ma-screenshot, i-leave at blank nyo lang siya so that you can still use it. Okay? Oh, C++ gali daya. So supposedly C#, wala C# dia. C++ ang naton. So amo da guro nga nag-error siya, no. Okay, wala siya C#. Okay, sige lang. So I think we're going to use ang code chef lang kay may C# siya nga, no. Or you can actually use other compiler nga may C#. So lantaw nilang kung din ang may C# nga compiler and then you can run it in C#. So for the meantime, we're going to use code chef. Okay, let's go to if-else statement. For if-else statement, you can see here ang first natin kagina sa is if statement, and this one is the if-else statement. So the if-else statement or the if statement evaluates the code if the condition is true, but if the condition is not true. So here comes the else statement. So ang if statement natin kagina is for the true values only. Now if you're going to use the binary configuration like true or false, then it's not else statement anymore. It should be if else statement. So again, if else statement tells the code what to do when the condition is false. As you can see on the flowchart, like for example, you're going to test the expression. So kung true siya, you're going to go to the body of if. The body of if contains programs. Ang sa Diablo guys, ang body nag-start siya sa open brace and nag-end sa close brace. So and then after kada makato siya sa statement just below if. So the statement below if is the closing statement for the value of the close brace, meaning to say after the in the output or the execution of the program. Kung false naman, there is a certain precondition on the body of else, meaning to say it's not on the body of if, pero it's located on the body of else. So therefore, you're not go to the body of if, pero sa body of else, and then makadto ka mo liwat sa statement just below if. So the syntax for this is this one. We have the code if the condition is true, or else kung false siya, so the condition is false, just a else. Okay, so for your activity number 4, you're going to refer to the code on coding 104. Then, as I've said, you're going to write it on the C language or C#, debug and compile it using an online or offline compiler. So in our case, we're going to use CodeChef. So this one is an online compiler. So you better have an internet connection before you can compile. Now, this is the code for coding 104. So supposedly, guys, we have later on, we have also the switch statement. After this, we're going to talk about this. Pero sa aton activity for this week, as I've said, ang ginalaw ko lang ng activity is duwa lang kabilog. So, bayan natin ang activity number 5. So, meaning to say, sa next nga natin is activity 6 and 7 naman. So, we're going to copy the code. Okay, nantaon natin kung may kulang siya. I think may isa pa dyan siya ka close brace. Ang sa dalom niya, ay makopy. So, diin ay ang supposedly, okay, let's try lang. Try lang natin kung magana siya. So, we're going to copy this and then compile it sa compiler natin. Okay, so we're going to run. And may error siya. So, I think ang kulang niya, guys, is isa pa guro ka, close. Okay, so try natin kung okay siya. Okay, so nag-output. So kulang gid man siya. So if you're going to analyze the code, lantawon ninyo ang close open brace nga niya is this one and this one. So meaning to say, ang sasunod niya would be ang statement for the body. Now what happens sa this one? Siyempre ang nga end sa else is this one. However, supposedly ang dia may isa pala ang close open brace. This one is one cycle. So it should be nga may isa pa gid siya ka close brace. So therefore, ginudugangan ko lang sa isa. And the output is this one, geeks. Okay, so what if you're going to change any of the value, geek or geeks, depende sa precondition. So you can experiment later on. So just make sure if you want to experiment, nga para nun yung program before you can actually do some iterations on the code. Okay? So So if-else statement sa binary configuration. Okay? So do you understand if statement and if-else statement? Okay, so shall we proceed, guys? Switch. So unlike if statement and if-else statement, your switch statement is an alternative to long if-else ladders. Meaning to say, duwa lang ka option ang imo nga gintao sa if-else. However, if you want to have many options, meaning to say, duro-duro ang pwede mo islan, hindi pwede nga if-else, else na. So, hindi pwede na siya. So, instead of having that kind of notion, what if na lang may switch ka na lang or switch? So, the switch statement is just an alternative to long if-else ladders. And the expression is checked for different cases and the one match is executed. So, the break statement is used to move out of the switch. Meaning to say, if you're going to use the break and it's not used gali, guys, the control will flow to all cases below until such time that you meet the condition. So, mo lang da simple ang switch statement. So, the syntax is found here. So, may cases ka. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Pipili ka lang sa cases kung diin ang gusto mo. So, may option ka. Ang mga programming menus, bala guys, nga may option ka. May option 1, option 2. The best example of a switch statement and a switch program is ang ATM ninyo. So, kung naka-withdraw ka mo sa ATM ninyo, may ATM card ka mo. Mag-withdraw ka mo kwarta, may mga option ka mo diyan sa So instead duro diyan yung option. So it's not 1 or 2 lang. So therefore ang programming cycle niya is not if statement, it's not also if else, but switch statement. May mga case 1, case 2. So depende kung ano yung pinduton mo sa sa buttons. Like for example, if you're going to withdraw. So before you withdraw, you can actually check your balance. Then withdraw another transaction and then magwa kwarta. So depende sa cases kung diin niya ipindutin niyo. Our example code is here, pero this is not part of our activity. Pero kung gusto niyo testingan, pwede man. Nako gani ko lang siya, include ko daad, pero nag-promise ko kaninyo nga duwa lang ka activity per week. But if you have time, kay after studying the composition of the code, you are going to identify the different things. And sa line by line, guys, studihan ninyo kung ano daya. So, copy-paste nato na anay. And then, may kulang pa sa dalom isa. Dugangan lang naton. And then, ang sa babaw nga pasakaon. Para nga hindi siya So, in your code chef, I think, if you're going to delete this, then probably right click paste it. So as I've said, dugangan nyo isa sa dalom ka and then this one ang sa case nga dya pasakaon nyo dati, then ang break niya should be kaya ang case nga dya, guys, ang nga is continuation. So let's try if we're going to run. Okay, so you can see here case 30. So this is the output. So case 30 is this one because you have integer 30. So kung islan nyo ang 30 nga dya, islan nyo ka 10 abi kung paranon nyo siya, ang output nyo is 10 man. So you can see it case 10. So what if kung ang integer number nga dyan is 100? Okay, so kung 100 siya, kung iparan mo siya, okay, none matches. Meaning to say, sa cases nyo, wala siya nag-match or why na. Pwede nyo copy-paste, guys, and then actually if you can understand this, you can paste it paduruhon yung black cases. So instead ka 30, himuon siya 40, 50, 60, so on and so forth. And then isla nyo man dyan 40, then 50, and this one is 60. Then you can change the composition of your input output. If you put 60 here, if you're going to run, so you can see K60 sa output na. Okay, so observe the nature of the code. Compare this to the first and second. First and second, you can see here cases na lang siya. Wala na pareho kay ina katong sa aton bala nga this one nga using public or then ang string name and then may if else nga statement. So kung pwede mo dyan guys nga dublihon nyo, i-copy-paste nyo liwat padalom duwa. So 2 looping statements already. Doon mo degwa na. Pero before you do the experimenting, kinahanglan para nun yung anay gidaya. So kung i-discuss natin guys, program to illustrate if else statement, then you're going to use system also. So using system, meaning to say nag-recall ka lang ka library ka system. So you don't need to encode it anymore. Pero you're gonna recall nyo lang. So how do you recall? It's using system. So as you can see, all the declarations for the global values and local values are blue in color. This one is the comment. This one is the string name declaration, which is geek, meaning to say this will be the basically the input for the then the right line is for the output already. Output na siya ang right line. Kung red line input, pero instead of red line, you put here string name is equivalent to geek, which is also considered. So sa activity number 4 nyo daya guys. So supposedly gamay mo lang nga line siya ninyo encode. Okay? So far if you have questions, you just reach out onto me. Or maybe you can also I don't know if you can attend the class of Hopper sa basically this video is for the students BSIT 1 Turing. Okay, we don't have class. Instead, I will make a video just for you so that you can start your activity. Pero makita naman dyan ka Hopper, no? So, but then kinanglan mag-klase ko sa Webes sa Hopper, no? Hindi ka exempted kay ang seminar namon guys Dumangas. I don't know with your other IT teachers sa other subjects, no? Pero the seminar is from Monday until Wednesday pa. So that being the case, medyo tama gid ka yung schedule. So that is why I'm creating this video for you. I will post this YouTube and then you can see the lecture. So para nga mapunan ang lecture nato. So instead nga kita, all you have to do guys is for your attendance is very simple. Comment lang kamo ka ngaran nyo nga kag present. So present sa YouTube sa Polgar Tech. So you go to Polgar Tech and then like the video. Much better if you subscribe para ma-alert ka mo kahit may mga chances nga pareho kadaya nga like for example absent ya maestro nyo, ma-post lang ko ka video sa YouTube, post ko to sa hindi ka mo magbutang kag like sa FB group naton, tuya ka mo comment for attendance sa YouTube mismo, i-like nyo. You can subscribe and then afterwards you can comment there your name nga present ka mo para at least that will serve as your attendance. This is only good for BSIT 1 Turing. Kaya ang schedule supposedly ka-activity natin is on Tuesday, which is tuya pa kami sa Dumangas. So that will be your Okay, so I think that is all. And you can see here the C# free IDEs. We have the Visual Studio, Mono Develop, Sharp Develop, Visual Studio Code. So pwede nyo na ma-download sa internet for free and magamit as IDE man. Pero ang IDE ko do karon nga ginagamit is Code Chef. So CodeChef is found at www.codechef.com/IDE. So ang kinalain lang ka online IDE is you need to have internet connection before you can actually use this. So the summary of our module is here. Basahan nyo lang. So for information, for other information, we have the hyperlinks. Visit the links or the video sa YouTube. May mga tutorial party sa topic natin this morning, which is decision structures. So if you will notice guys, why ako doon nagamit ka PowerPoint presentation ay nagdirekta ako sa module ninyo. Kaya useless ang inyong your PowerPoint presentation is useless because you cannot see me and we're not using Google Meet. So that is why I'm using the module per se. You can find the module, I think karang Sunday pa na post ang ninyo, ang inyong module sa Google Classroom. So you can check it out so that you can start your activities right away. So thank you very much guys for attending our class for this morning, and I hope that you learned something. So don't forget to PM me whenever you need something, or you can ask me questions. So until next time, and thank you so much.